Have the census takers arrived at your door yet? Well, if they haven't, they should be coming very soon. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN, commenced the collection of data for the 2022 Population and Housing Census on Tuesday, September 13. More than 7,500 field workers were recruited to conduct the exercise. According to the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, the census will assist with the representation and analysis of human well-being and poverty. Hi, I am Shakiel Rochester Shorter and welcome to Finance Matters. Today, I will be speaking with Mrs. Georgia Garvey-Green, Corporate Communications Manager at STATIN, about the importance of the Population and Housing Census and what you can expect when they visit your residence. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the Ministry of Finance on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to see all the episodes and highlights. Mrs. Garvey-Green, thanks for joining us today. So my first question to you is, the previous census that was done, is there any data that will be compared with this census?
Okay, so we have been doing censuses in Jamaica for quite some time, and the data that we collect, we tend to have similar questions and cover similar topics on each census questionnaire. So our researchers, our business community, the government agencies will be able to compare data from the 2022 Population and Housing Census when it is released with other censuses.
But is there any particular data that you'll be zooming in on?
Well, all the data are important for us. So, for example, you can get data on the growth of the population and the population distribution in terms of age and sex. You can also get data at the community level. So now you'll be able to compare the progress of communities based on data that we would have published in the 2021 Population and Housing Census, along with the 2022 Population and Housing Census. So most of our topics, they are repeat topics on the previous census questionnaire and the current census questionnaire.
You may be aware that there have been conversations around fertility. I know you mentioned it, but can you tell us more about what they'll be looking for regarding the fertility rate? Because I'm suspecting that it is low based on stuff that has been reported in the media.
Okay, so fertility is one of the topics that we cover on our census questionnaire. It is on our individual questionnaire. And we ask this question or questions related to fertility to females. And basically what you have seen or read in the newspaper on the international website, we do have issues, or it is showing that we have a lower growth rate. So the Population and Housing Census data will tell us exactly what the growth rate is for Jamaica and also the fertility rate, what it is. And then we will be able to compare to previous censuses to see how we are growing as a country.
Okay, so how do I verify that you are actually a census taker at my residence?
So householders will be able to verify the census takers by using several different ways. The primary means of verification is the fact that all our census takers are given STATIN identification cards, and this card has their image and their name. So the householder, it is in their right to request to look at the identification card, and they can call our office to verify the person's identity. They can also go on our website at statinja.gov.jm and look for the census page where they will be able to type in the census taker's name, and an image of the census taker will pop up.
So when the census taker arrives, they should present their IDs, but what can we expect during the interaction with the census taker?
All right, so when our census taker visits your household, we encourage persons to be cooperative, right, to them. That does not mean that you necessarily have to invite them into your house.
Okay.
But you can do the interview in a comfortable space. The census taker will administer 2 questionnaires. There's the household questionnaire and the individual questionnaire. 1 household questionnaire is issued per household, and the individual questionnaire depends on the number of persons who are living in your household. So the duration of the interaction with the census taker will be dependent on how many persons are in your house.
Some Jamaicans may say that the questions can be intrusive, and I don't want to give out my personal information. I don't know what the government is going to do with my personal information. What do you have to say to people like those?
All right, so just to give you a little insight into how the questionnaire was developed. The census questionnaire was developed in partnership or consultation with our other key stakeholders. So these are like government agencies, researchers, academia, and also the faith-based community. So the census is really a expensive and extensive data collection exercise. And what we want to do is to ensure that as many data users have an opportunity to have their question on the census questionnaire. So this takes me to the fact that each question on the questionnaire is asked for a specific reason. There are some questions that persons may think are intrusive. However, it is asked for a certain purpose. What we ask of our householders is that if they find a question that they deem to be intrusive, they can not state or refuse to answer that question, or ask not to answer that question, and move on to the other question. At the end of the day, what is important to us at STATIN is to collect the data, analyze the data, and ensure that data are available for decision making. But what it opens up an issue when persons, do not want to respond, because we will not have the data and that bigger picture of what is actually happening in Jamaica, and without that data we cannot plan properly. Thankfully, we had a partnership with eLearning Jamaica to acquire some of the technology that we will be using, and then when the census is completed, we will be repurposing the tablets through the Ministry of Education's Tablets in Schools program. So while it is expensive, we are looking at ways that we can, share and repurpose the devices.
So on the point of repurposing the devices, some people might fear that their information might become compromised. What do you have to say to them?
Okay, so we have been using tablets for our, smaller surveys. And for the first time, it is being used in the census. So we have had experience using the tablets. Our data security have been tested, and we have put in place measures to ensure that the data is encrypted and persons' information will be kept confidential on these devices. Additionally, we have outfitted the tablets in such a way that no third-party, apps can be downloaded. So it's only apps or programs that are related to the census that can be uploaded to the tablets.
So where can our viewers find more information about the 2022 Population and Housing Census?
Okay, great. We invite persons to visit our website. That's statinja.gov.jm, and we have a dedicated page to the 2022 census. We also ask persons to follow our social media platforms, at STATIN.ja, so that will keep them abreast of what is happening. And we have been rolling out our communications campaign around the census, so persons can also listen to the radio, also attend some of our community meetings that we will be having to get some more information about the census.
So there you have it. You count, me count, all of we count. Thank you, Mrs. Garvey-Green, for joining us on our program today. And thank you for joining us on this episode of Finance Matters. Remember to follow us on social media at MoF Jamaica, and tune in next week as we continue to demystify the economic and fiscal policies and initiatives implemented by the government to empower Jamaicans as we chart a path to Jamaica's economic prosperity.
Outfit for the Host was sponsored by Fashion 911 Limited, located at 16 Windsor Avenue, Kingston 5. Visit fashion911.com and follow them on social media at fashion911_JA.